like to call the September 24th, 2015 regular meeting for the Board of Education to order. The NJROTC cadets, Lieutenant Commander Alejandro Torres and Lieutenant Jose Bardomiano will lead the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag.
Right. Detail. Halt. Center. Space. Present. Arms. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Center. Face. Forward. March.
Please have a seat. I'd like to invite Mr. Britt Peavy from West 4th Street Church of God to come up to ask our invitation.
Thank you, Chairman Worrell and Dr. Lee. It's good to see y'all and board members. Thank you for your service. I'm so proud that we are in a community and have a Board of Education that still values us calling on the name of the Lord. There was a young lady went home, small child from Sunday school, and her grandmother asked her, said, "Baby, what did you learn today in Sunday school?" She said, "I learned the Lord is my shepherd, that's all I want." Those are some powerful words, the Lord is my shepherd. Well, that's an exclusive word. The Lord is my shepherd. And lordship means ownership. And he didn't have to put his signature in the sunset. He didn't have to put his stamp on all the gold. He didn't have to put his mark on all the cattle of 1,000 hills, or even take out a copyright on the birds and gives the songs, the birds to sing. But he is the owner. And that little word is, the Lord is. He's not I'm going to be, he's not I was, he is. The Lord never went through a prepubescent stage, never went through an adolescence. He never had to be an associate God or a, go through on-the-job training. He's just always been, he is. And at the same time, he's not lost anything. He's not tottering around heaven, kind of on a cane and lost something. His eye's not dim that he can't see. His ear is not deaf that he cannot hear. And his arm's not arthritic that he can't reach. The Lord is my. What a great word that is, my shepherd. You can know that he is a shepherd. When you say he's my shepherd, that's what makes a difference. Some people can quote Psalm 23 and it's just a recitation. Other people can quote Psalm 23 and it's their testimony. The Lord is my shepherd. And the Bible says the good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want for rest because he makes me lie down in green pastures. I shall not want for direction because he leads me beside still waters. Shall not want for comfort, for he restores my soul. I shall not want for guidance, for he leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. I shall not want for his companionship, because yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. I shall not want for sustenance, because you prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemy. Shall not want for supply, you anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Shall not want for anything in this life, for surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I shall not want for anything in the life to come, for I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Let's pray. Father, Lord, I thank you for our leaders. I thank you for the community that we have. I thank you for the school system that we have. And I'm praying, God, that you would shepherd them, Lord, as they go about their responsibilities. God, we pray that you would be a shepherd to every child in our system, every student, and a shepherd, dear Lord, to every support staff, for all of the teachers and administrators Lord, all of those that work so hard for our board, lead us and guide us with your wisdom. And we give you the praise for it in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. God bless you.
All right, everyone had a chance to look over the agenda? Got everything changed from last time? Okay. All right, need a motion to accept?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Thank you, Brother Peavy. I appreciate your prayer and your being here tonight. And thank you for what you do. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to just recognize our mission as a school system, which is destination graduation for college, career, and life, and our vision of an equitable and excellent education for every student. About 4 years ago, we went through the mission project of developing a mission statement for our school system and strategic planning, and we realized that destination graduation really meant something to this community and means something to this community. And as we developed our mission statement, we knew that we couldn't abandon destination graduation. So we added college, career, and life to our mission. Destination graduation for college, career, and life. And we really believe that sums up what we're all about as a school system. And this piece on vision, when we talk about vision, that's a place we want to be in the future. That's a place we want to take this school system. And an equitable and an excellent education is certainly a place we want to take this school system, and something we expect for all of our young people. So thank you for being here tonight. We're happy to have the crowd that we have here, and we're happy to recognize our visitors. So at this time, we're going to proceed with public recognition of our students who are here tonight. And I think it's fair to say that when we talk about equity and excellence, that this group has certainly displayed excellence here in Coffee County, in the state of Georgia, but also in the whole United States. This group went this summer and became something that very, very few people can ever claim to be, which is a national champion. And so at this time, I want to call Coach Mike Booth up to recognize his national championship weightlifting team. So come on up, Coach Booth.
I'd just like to thank Dr. Lease and the board for giving us the opportunity to speak here tonight and recognize these young men for all their hard work. I'm not sure what you know about Olympic-style weightlifting, so I've jotted some notes down. If you have any questions while I'm going through this, please feel free. I don't know how these meetings normally go, or parents, if I'm, you've been with me all summer long, and I know you guys will speak up as well. So this summer we had the opportunity of Minneapolis, Minnesota, to compete in the 2015 Youth Nationals weightlifting competition. It was a championship. It's through USA Weightlifting. It's the national governing body for Olympic weightlifting in the United States. It's not AAU. It's the highest level of Olympic weightlifting competition you can do. It's governed and run by the actual people that run all of our Olympic weightlifting programs in the United States. So it's a pretty big deal. And this is something that I was able to start about 12 years ago in Fitzgerald, and when we moved over here to Coffee County, we started the same thing. And it's the opportunity. Kids are in the weight room with us all the time, but it gives them an opportunity because, honestly, some sports are made for bigger people. Weightlifting is made for kids that are, it's all body weight and age division. It's kind of like wrestling, so wrestlers are really good at this. Anybody that, and you'll see we have different sizes when we call these kids up. So some of these guys excel, they're very strong for their body size, and those are the kind of kids that do well at this sport. Olympic-style weightlifting, if you've watched CrossFit, I don't know how much you guys know about CrossFit. CrossFit has kind of helped this sport out. There were 500 competitors this year at the competition, which is the biggest they've ever had before. And for these young men to be able to go, they had to qualify in their age division and their weight class. And those qualifying standards are set by the USA Weightlifting. Those have gone up every year. As more and more kids get involved in it, the standards get higher and higher and higher, and obviously it gets harder and harder and harder. And we had 11 young men that were able to make those qualifying standards this year. We have the ability in our school system, because we have a lot of coaches and a lot of weightlifting classes, to identify kids that are good at this sport. And we actually had, and Clarence being our youngest lifter this year, he was a 6th grader when he started out. So we're looking for good lifters. More importantly, we're looking for kids with great character, because we went to Minnesota. We had to go a long way. I don't want to go a long way with a low character kid, because obviously you can run into trouble doing that. So these are all high character young men, and also good at their sport. We raised money this spring. It kind of was a quick thing, because I decided in springtime we were going to go on this trip, and we only had about a month or so to really get money raised. So we were very fortunate that Premium Waters and the Touchdown Club were able to help us out with water sales, and to get some of these kids and their parents actually as well to make that trek. And real quick, parents, how many of you guys actually went? If you raise your hands, if you went. So you can see we had a large number of parents go with us as well. And I'll say this, thank you. I've said it to them already. They were awesome for me at this trip, because they were able to watch the kids when I was in competition with another one. Because I may only have one kid lifting, and that meant there were 10 of them running around. So it was very helpful, and I do appreciate all your help this summer. A lot of firsts on this competition, a lot of first-time flyers. We had some really neat events that happened. How many of you guys are first-time flyers? So the majority of these guys, yeah, and parents too. A lot of these guys are first-time flyers, which was really interesting. We got on our flight, had to wait about an hour for it to take off, and then they told us that it had been struck by lightning the night before, so we had to change planes, and then they had to tell us the tire was bad, and they had to change that out. So there was a lot of kids looking at me saying, "Coach, what did you get me into?" But we had a lot of fun. The flights were fun. The kids got to go to the Mall of America, which is a first for me. And they had a lot of fun there. The Water Park of America in their free time, things like that. And like I said, I've been doing this for many years. I've been to a lot of different states and got to visit different colleges and just places. It's really neat for these kids to have this opportunity to do something that they normally wouldn't do. And so this is something we plan on continuing on every year. Next year it's Austin, Texas for the Youth Nationals. And this is also another thing in the works right now. We're working on a trip in December to go to the United States Olympic Training Center, because we were on the national championship team. In the years past, they've invited those kids to go and train with the Olympic coaches there in the facilities all the Olympic athletes train at Colorado Springs. The only thing that right now is the tweak is it is an Olympic year. Money is, it gets tight sometimes when the Olympics are going, so we're planning on that. It's going to be some sort of trip. We're hoping it's going to be the training center. I've never been there before. I've had a couple of kids go before. But this will be an awesome opportunity for these guys to go and train with Olympic coaches and just be in that setting. With that, I'll go. Yes, sir, go ahead.
How much money you need?
Well, and I'm not sure we're going to need anything, because I've had some other people who've already talked to me currently that maybe they could help pay for that. But if that's something down the road that you're willing to help us with, of course, I can let you know as we get closer. I mean, I think in the years past, what they've had is had the training of the kids that go there is they would have to pay for their flight. And if you get tickets at a good time, that may be $200. Some of the parents here got them lower, $200, $300 this year. And that's the one thing I'm waiting on, is just confirmation when the dates are, so we can go ahead and set that. But when they put you up there, they feed you, they house you, and take care of you there. So it would be. I can definitely do that, sir. Without further ado, do you guys have any questions? I know you guys got stuff to do tonight.
Did y'all bring pictures?
We have pictures. In fact, there was an article in the paper. One of the pictures is the kids with the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders, which was a big one. That was kind of tough. They actually came in the training hall in the back, the warm-up room, while I think Cole Metz Cole Metz and I were in the back, and they walked in, which is not something as a coach you normally think you're going to see in the training room right before you go out and live. So that was not, they shouldn't have done that. I don't think they threw Cole off, but it threw me off for a second. So we do have a lot of pictures. In fact, they streamed it online, and I want to say, did any of you guys watch your son? Okay, so a lot of the parents watched their son lift live via the streaming, and it was a really big competition. It was one of the biggest ones I've ever been to. Any other questions you guys might have for me before I introduce these guys to you? All right. Well, we'll go ahead and call them up, and I'll start kind of by body weight. And you'll see what I said earlier. We've got a large gamut of body sizes. Clarence, come on up here. Face the camera there, Clarence, if you would. Clarence was in the youngest division, the 13 and under division, so he plays very well in there. And I call him Chipmunk. If you ever see him in the weight room, he's bouncing around. You have to keep your eye on him. You never know which can be. Marshall Harper. And Clarence is a 7th grader now, so he lifted as a 6th grader. I'm going to tell you the grades currently. Marshall is currently a 9th grader. Marshall was the national runner-up for his age division. Next one we have is Grant Bennett. He is also a 9th grader. And we've got a lot of these guys that are 9th graders. We're busting them over 4th block, and so they're still in the weight room with me lifting as well. Brandon Kite's also a 9th grader. Brandon. I'll leave it at that. I'm going to tell you, these guys are a lot of fun to be around. A lot of fun on the trips. They're always harassing me, and I'm a pretty good sport about it. RJ Pace. RJ? RJ's 10th grader. He didn't do that arm in the weight room. That was on the football. That's not me. All right. Preston Hickerson. Cole Metz. Cole's a junior. Do we need to slide, or are we going to be all right here? I can move this boat in. That's what I got. Andrew Jowers. One of our lifters is not here tonight. Grayson Beasley, his grandmother passed away, so they have a viewing tonight. Grayson is a senior, but Grayson Beasley was also on the team. Jamie-On Gaskins, a sophomore. So now we're getting up to our heavier weights, obviously. And these guys were in the top 2 weight classes. Jamie-On was he's in the second to last weight class. And Big Troy Taft, he was a heavyweight. So come on up here, Troy. Troy was also a runner-up this year in his weight class, and actually was the gold medalist in the clean and jerk, which is the second of the 2 lifts. They did a snatch. Now, I know you'd have to watch it, and a lot of these parents got schooled on how it's done as well, so they're experts now. But the kids have 3 lifts in the snatch and then 3 lifts in the clean and jerk. They take the total of the 2 lifts and they add them together. Whoever is the highest total is the winner. And Troy was one of those guys that he was really close to being up there for the actual national title, but he got the gold medal in the clean and jerk. So that was a special thing. And these are all first-year guys. They've never been in these competitions like this before on the national stage, and so every single one of them did super for us. I'd like to also mention one other young man that went with us, Luke Spruce. Luke is a senior at the high school. He was too old this year, but Luke has been one of those guys that if I couldn't work with some of these younger kids, he would help me out, and Jowers and some of these other guys would help the younger kids with their technique. And we were able to allocate some funds to take him as well. We called him Coach Spruce. He did a great job of babysitting and watching over him. But I do want to mention, him and Jowers are the reason we really did this. Because I know these guys, I saw them a couple years ago, and I really wanted to take them because they were good kids. They were good character kids, and I wanted them to be able to see that kind of venue, go to different places and have that opportunity. And although Spruce couldn't lift in it, we wanted to take him. But you guys have any other questions? I know you can't. Yeah, yes, sir. Go ahead.
Excuse me, sir. We was discussing standardized dress code. So the Lord worked in mysterious ways. That's what we was talking about.
Yes.
That's what it looked like. The fall 2016. Now, nobody can argue that. Coach Booth.
I would back you up on that. I know I'm not really here for kind of all that stuff.
I'll open it up so you can talk about it.
In weightlifting, we try to get standardized dress code anyway. But they all lift in the same thing. You're trying to pin me on that right now.
No, 2 hours ago we discussed this, and the Lord brought it to us.
Congratulations, guys.
Y'all boys looking good.
That's right.
I'll let y'all. God is so good, y'all. 2 hours ago, we just talked about this. Didn't we see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there it is right there, Dr. Lee.
Is there anybody else that has any questions, or I don't know, any parents, anything that huge thing I may have missed? I just don't want to walk out of here and have a parent.
I had to stand up on that one.
All right.
Thank you, Jesus.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Good job,
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hey, watch yourself on TV over and over.
Hey, God, good.
Judge, we got the judge and the mayor here.
That's right. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all doing all that.
What's up, Judge?
Hey, good seeing you. Thank y'all.
How you doing, man?
Appreciate y'all having us. Appreciate you recognizing the kids. They work really hard.
Thank y'all for being here.
Thank y'all. We enjoy it. Appreciate it.
Y'all take care.
Thank you. Y'all welcome to stay around now.
We appreciate it.
I don't need any help.
Hey, you got it. This is a perfect meeting. Perfect meeting.
Thank you.
You brought it to us, John.
Yes, sir. Moving on in the agenda under governance and leadership, we have the GSBA exemplary board application. We are going to apply for the distinguished board award, and we need the Board of Education to approve us submitting an application for the recognition program to GSBA. So we're asking the board to approve the application for the GSBA exemplary board recognition and completing the needs assessment that we talked about in the work session as part of that process. So,
Any reason it's on there twice?
it should be on the.
It's on the consent agenda.
Is it on the consent agenda also? It should just be on we had it under board leadership there, governance, and so we'll just do it on the governance and leadership portion. Yeah, take it off the consent agenda. And I'm asking for a vote to approve the application.
Oh, so moved. Is it? All those in favor?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Under resources and support services, we have surplus property. We have several buses that the Transportation Department, 2 school buses, that the Transportation Department Director, Mr. Buddy Gilliard, they have cannibalized the parts off of those buses, and there's really, it amounts to scrap metal basically for the 2 buses that we're surplusing. So we're asking the board to approve surplusing the two school buses.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Discussion. What you gonna do with the money?
It'll go into the general fund.
Or not the transportation fund?
Well, that ultimately does go into the transportation
Come out of
fund.
the general fund?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And by the way, the 5 new buses have come in that we just received, and we're paying the invoice for those. We paid the invoice for those today.
So we have 5 new school buses.
When they get here, right?
When did they get here?
Yeah.
Either the first of the week or sometime last week. I don't remember exactly what day they arrived, but they had the air conditioners put on and they were already on the road. I think they were going to take them to the ball game to Glenn County Friday, if I'm not mistaken. They may have taken them on Friday.
So approval of the surplus buses. All right.
All those in favor?
The Children's Hospital of Atlanta, we partner with them for delivery of some of the telemedicine program in which we work with the Children's Hospital of Atlanta. Mike, do you want to expand on this agreement that we?
Yes, sir. A couple months ago, we already approved the renewal of that telemedicine agreement that we have with Children's Hospital. This is an agreement that we've been doing several years with any of our children that are up there for and in the hospital. They provide academic services like hospital homebound for them, and that works through special services with Dr. Vickers. So this is just a renewal of that annual agreement that we do with them so that they can provide those academic services while our kids are in the hospital up there.
Thank you.
We need a motion to accept.
So moved.
All those in favor? Could I say something
Yes,
while we're
ma'am.
talking about Children's Hospital of Atlanta? I'd just like to remind everybody that Childhood Cancer Awareness Day is tomorrow, and they would like for everybody to wear their T-shirts and to turn the town gold. And also there'll be a silent auction, I'll give a little plug here, on Saturday. I'm afraid to tell the times, but I think around 9 or 10, 8? 8 to 3. 8 to 3, thank you. 8 to 3, and they have lots of great items that will be up for auction. So we unfortunately have a lot of children in our community that have, and families that have been affected by cancer, and this is your chance to do your part to support the families and children of Coffee County.
Where's it gonna be held at, Mr. Williams?
Central Square.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move to the consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we have our minutes from our last monthly meeting. We reviewed those minutes at the board meeting earlier this evening. We also have on the consent agenda our monthly financial report. This has our year-end closeout financial documents on it. Mr. Drahush, do you have the financials there that you could read into the minutes at this board meeting so that the public can hear what
Yes,
the
sir.
financials are?
Excuse me. We have a cash balance of $5,613,077.14. Our fund balance currently, as of the end of June, this is the final, is $4,669,099.92.
Thank you. Also on our consent agenda, we have out-of-state travel. We have a number of trips. We have ROTC, several ROTC trips in which they're going to competitions. And we also have a gifted trip from Eastside Elementary School, in which they're going to St. Augustine. And we have a group from the high school, the AP Economics class, that they're going to be going to New York City and visit the exchange there and see the financial district in New York. And so we're really excited about the opportunity they're going to have to go out of state.
And we have the 9th grade art club going to somewhere in Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida,
right.
to the Salvador Dali exhibit. And so we've got a lot of exciting things planned.
We also have on the consent agenda the annual training plan for the Board of Education. This is the training plan that we're required to submit to the Georgia Department of Education each year. The two largest training events for the board are the Winter GSBA Conference in Atlanta, then also the Summer GSBA Conference in Savannah. And then we will have one retreat here in which we'll have a GSBA trainer come in and provide a day of training with us. So by completing this training plan, we will earn all the hours that we need to continue to be a board of distinction and recognized as a quality board. So we will be submitting this plan to the state. Also, we have the health care support services, and this is an agreement with Arista in which they will provide support to the system to implement the paperwork involved with the Affordable Care Act. And they will provide support to the district to complete the Affordable Care Act paperwork that's required. And then also through this agreement, we will have an incentive program for employees, classified and certified employees, to consider taking health care through their spouse or significant others provider if they are eligible for that. So it's an incentive program to pursue health care in alternative means.
Could you elaborate on that, Dr. Lee?
That will save the district money. For example, a classified employee, if they take our health care, it costs us $9,000 a year. So for example, if I'm a classified employee and my spouse works at the hospital or works at another organization in which she would qualify for insurance, then the system could ask me to take health insurance with her, and if I did that, it would save the system $9,000. Now, in order to encourage somebody to do that, through this program, we'll offer a cash incentive for that individual to take insurance with their spouse or significant other. So this will be a voluntary program just made available to employees that if they want to take that option, they certainly can. And it could be good for the employee by the fact that they'll have insurance. It'll just be through another organization, but then they would also get a cash incentive from us. And then it would also save the district from having to pay the $9,000 insurance premium on the employee. So it would be a win-win for everybody involved.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, the next item on the agenda is on the consent agenda is the...
That's it.
All right. Thank you.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
All right. At this time, I have no need for an executive session. We have the personnel that was presented. I did want to add a number 15 to the personnel list, amend the personnel list to add number 15, which is a resignation.
Making a motion to approve the personnel recommendations.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you. I would like to open the floor for any board member comments.
I'd like to mention a first for our Coffee County school system. Next month, October the 10th, October the 12th is going to be their first parent-teacher conference day, and it's going to be a little bit different this year. It's going to be a day off for the students. The teachers will be there for the conferences. Students are welcome to come along with their parents. But the conference times will begin at 11 in the morning and go through 7 p.m. in the evening. And all schools will have the same times for their parents to come. So you should be able to make it throughout the day to all the schools that are necessary for your family. And we, in hopes that this will be a good opportunity for more parents to be able to come and meet with their students, teachers. And I'd just like to encourage all of you to take advantage of this. It's important for you to stay involved with your student, and it's proven that those parents that are involved with their students' academic life do much better in school for the most part. And we hope that having this day available to you will ensure that you can be there, and we'd like to encourage all of you to do that. Anyone?
I do. I like to piggyback on that, Ms. World. I think it's important that the parents get involved in their kids' education from the start to the finish. That way you'll know what's going on. Don't rely on the system to raise your kids. That's your responsibility. We're here to help, support. It's very important to the parents. See, God working this thing out. I had that on my mind what you said in this world. I'm just doing this thing tonight. But I'm talking to the parents now. Get involved in your kids' education, and you'll see some results. Stay involved. Know what your kids are doing at all times. And tell them you love them. And you'll see the results of something great. Thank you.
I'd like to add one more thing, just by observation. We get a lot of parents coming to the elementary schools, and we're so excited that happens. And we get a good many still at the middle school, and that's good. We'd like to see more. But unfortunately, when I go out to the high school and it's my grandchild that I go out to check on, there's not very many parents out there, and people, they need you in high school. They need to know that you're involved with their high school career and know what classes are taking, know their teachers by name, so that you can discuss things with them at home. It's important. And I just hope that on October the 12th that the high school will be just as busy as the middle school and the elementary schools.
Dr. Banks, you talked to Mr. Gear about the bus washing machine. Who's handling that? The bus washing machine that...
He just sent me a quote this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first thing I've seen on it. I hadn't really had a chance to look at it in detail at all, but he's gotten one quote so far. Yeah.
Well, you're working on it now, right?
Yes, sir.
Please do. Well, what are the status over there at Carver, the 9th grade campus, Carver?
Mr. Youngblood is he started working on getting that repaired today, so he is moving forward and getting that repaired. Where we had a car, for anybody who's curious what Mr. Johnson's talking about, we had a car over the summer run through the campus on the backside and ran into the archway that had been constructed years back and damaged the archway, actually knocked it down where the driveway goes through under that arch, and one of the columns was knocked down. So we've gotten an estimate. Mr. Youngblood was going to move forward with going ahead and getting that fixed immediately.
So can you elaborate on the landscaping that some of the schools, that 9th grade campus?
What we've talked about doing is procuring a landscaper to go in and beautify the campus through landscaping and improving the campus on the exterior. So that is something we're going to put an RFP out and see if we can obtain a contractor to go in there and beautify that campus.
This is at the 9th grade campus,
yes,
George Washington Carver campus.
Right, George Washington Carver.
And to dispel any rumors out there that the 9th grade is being moved, they are not being moved.
That's right.
They're fixing the school up.
Thank you.
We, Service Solutions still around?
They are still working in the district, and they have an exit plan. We've met with them, and they're aware of the fact that we will be moving forward with procuring another company or another system to provide custodial service to the school district. So they are aware that the contract has been terminated and that we'll be moving in a different direction over the next couple of months. So there will be a change happening.
So they have 30 more days, right?
Well, yes, sir. As far as I don't know if it's quite, it may be a little more than 30.
Probably 34.
It's November 1st.
Okay.
So we'll be moving in a new direction within the next month.
I was able to sit in on a couple of the meetings with the Performing Arts Center planning with Settles and Associates and Lyman Davis and Dooley, the architects that they brought in to assist them with this. It was very exciting. Mr. Myers and Mrs. Myers with the band and the chorus, Ms. Tierney with the drama club, Ms. Lord at the art department, Mr. Reiner, who's been a jack of all trades and has a drama background as well, and Ms. Stella Levins with her local dance studio, all sat in on kind of what they would like to see out of that facility, and I think everyone left very excited with the possibilities of what we'll see. And the gentleman actually finished the day early. We kept it pretty simple with them, and it's pretty exciting to see what they're going to come back with here in about a month. They'll have the exterior sided as well, so looking forward to that project.
This Performing Arts Center is going to be something that the community is going to be very, very proud of. Mr. Lott, anything for the common good?
About covered it. I'm going to remind people, like I say, about Saturday with childhood cancer awareness, but you've got that. Service Solutions, I would say, with that whole deal, I want to make sure before we do anything, we do get with these day porters though and talk to them, because they're the ones that know where our problems have been, what's been good, what's been bad. I don't want to leave them out of this loop. So make sure we get with them before we do whatever we end up doing, whether it's in-house or somebody else will have.
Banks.
I just want to mention this homecoming tomorrow night.
That's right.
Make sure we get out there and support our kids.
Homecoming at the Trojan Field. Everybody get out there. We'll be playing Effingham.
That's
Yep,
right.
yeah, Effingham at Jardine Stadium, starting at 7:30. And it's going to be a good game and homecoming for all of us former Trojans. And the homecoming dance will be Saturday night.
Go on.
Yeah, have you a date?
I want to dance. I want to dance. I'm about ready to do that. But Dr. Lees, I'll let you look into something.
Yes, sir.
I have a lot of people talking to me about they should start at 8 o'clock, not 7:30. By the time they get home from work, and do what they do, and by the time they get there, that's why you see a lot of people struggling and late. So if you look into it, so can we get them games started at 8 o'clock? I think that would be beneficial to all.
Yes, sir.
Why they change?
It just varies from region to region.
We had one 8 o'clock game. You see how many people were there?
Yes, sir. All right. If there's no other comments or anybody that has any comments, board members, we will move forward with adjourning the meeting. I would like to thank everybody for coming out this evening and participating in our board meeting, and just tell all of our parents and grandparents at home that we're just excited about the school year and proud of what you're going to be doing. So at this point, we're ready to